There's lots of people out here running with Dr. Weathers. There's been a lot of campus-wide support for his initiative to raise $1 million for students, for student tuition, room and board, things like that. Dr. Weathers has had lots of support out. Lots of students, faculty, staff, even alumni have come out to support people who have been on Bruins track field, soccer teams, all those sorts of things. Lots of support for the run, the bike, and even the swim early in the morning.
And today even his coach actually came out, which was crazy, and gave him a shock. He pulled up in a truck and he was just like, no, keep running. Because Dr. Weathers like stopped and he's like, whoa, you're here. So that was cool. I bet that was super encouraging for him.
That's great. Just to review, this is the third day of his IRON40. He's doing an Ironman length triathlon each of the past 4 days. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. A bike starting early in the morning around 4 a.m. I'm sorry, a swim starting in the morning around 4 a.m. And then a bike, 112-mile bike ride, and then a full-length marathon, 26.1 miles to finish off.
Crazy. Which in the end comes out to something like 90.
I think before today, he had gone 420 miles in the last 3 days before today even started.
Wow.
They say he's more machine than man now. That's great. Andrew, so you said you got to run with him earlier today. Tell us what that experience was like.
It was, I expected to be cold because you're coming out and the wind is blowing at you, but it came to kind of a nice pace and so many people came out. So we had I'm not all of the cross country team, but a good bit of the cross country team came out to support him after they were finished by the stadium. So they all came and joined. A bunch of people from my dorm came out and ran. So it was like a lot of people. And right now, this is similar to the amount that I saw, but just been a lot of support all day. It's been really cool. Running with him gave me even more respect, which I didn't think was going to be possible, because I'm feeling it. Like my legs hurt, and I did not run for very long.
I think we just took a count, and there are about 40 people running with Dr. Weathers right now. There's been kind of, like you said, waves coming in and out, but typically this is around the normal size that I've seen when I've been out here with him. Another thing to be aware of here on this loop, what he's been doing is running each Ironman length triathlon on campus at Bob Jones.
Right.
So the students have been seeing him as they go around, but he's running a loop, running a loop around campus, around the Davis Fieldhouse, around Alumni Stadium, around back campus where there are some houses where faculty and staff live. So I don't know about him, but I would be sick of seeing the same thing every day. It's like watching a movie 1,000,000 times.
Oh, that's so true.
100 viewers.
Welcome to our 100th viewer. Thank you very much to the Collegian for sponsoring this live stream here today. You can find them at collegianonline.com or Collegian BJU. They have a print newspaper. They've gone online. They have a podcast called the Bob Pod, keeping up to date with all things Bob Jones.
Something cool you guys can check out on there is they had a interview with Dr. Weathers, just asking him about really just who he is and what he's doing. Yeah. So I highly recommend that. There's a couple things I learned from there. For example, in the morning, he always tries to have the same breakfast, as well as, and people at school make fun of him for it, but he always kind of has the same blue coat all the time. And it's to cut down decisions, because he says that people suffer from something called decision fatigue, which first time I'm hearing about that, but that was also really inspiring because I was like, maybe I need to cut down on some decisions. So
we just drove past Dr. Weathers' wife, Fleur, driving in her car, parking right in the middle of the road so that she can get the best shot at her husband running this final marathon. Big smiles from her and from their 3 kids, Johnny, Petey, and Sammy. Yesterday was a later finish. Dr. Weathers is hoping to finish today a little sooner than the past 3 days so that there can be a big finale with students on campus coming out to support. Andrew, can you tell us a little bit about yesterday? I know that was a little bit unique.
Right.
What happened?
Yesterday, part of the reason he finished late was he had interviews with Fox Carolina News, which is super cool. So, and that was cool for me to find out because I think it's easy to get worried, like, why is he finishing late? And turns out that was the reason. So, super cool.
Mm-hmm. Finished around 10 or 10:30 last night.
He did.
Hit the sack after that, went right home. I think he was up this morning in the pool at 3:30 a.m. He was in the pool.
Finished around, I think, like 5:40. the swimming. So
You started the run at 5:58, or the bike.
Started the bike. Sorry, yeah. Is that what did you say? 5:50.
yeah, he finished at like finished swimming I think around 5:40, and then went on the bike at like 5:58. So
112-mile bike ride. I don't know that I've ever seen 112 miles out in front of me on a bike before,
right.
let alone riding them all at the same time.
It's been really cool seeing his kids out here running with him too sometimes. And they've been doing that I think every day.
His kids are really inspired by him. Earlier, a couple weeks ago, or last month on campus, we had the annual Bob Jones University Bible Conference. And during the Bible Conference, there's a fundraiser that the school is working towards with all sorts of different events going on campus. Societies, Bob Jones societies are not competing, but hosting different events around. And one of the events was a 5K color run. And Dr. Weathers was out running it with his son. That was great to see. His sons really want to be runners, athletes like him.
So cool.
That's a high bar, but if anybody can do it, it would be his kids.
That's right.
That's right.
And the encouragement from him to his kids was really cool too. Seeing him run in front, and he's like, "You go, you got this." That's him now cheering on everyone.
Okay. Dr. Weathers' sister actually just joined the marathon effort here for today. I don't know if you can hear him in the background, but nobody is talking more, nobody is encouraging more than Dr. Weathers himself on
That's
his
right.
4th marathon.
Wow.
Dr. Weathers is the one going up to people and saying, "How are you doing? Keep it up, guys. You guys are doing great."
Well, that was the first thing. Like when I came out, the first thing he said was, "How are you doing?" I'm like,
Yeah.
"I just got here." I'm
Yeah.
like, "I'm fine. How are you doing?"
Here he is. Legs perhaps a bit sunburnt, the face a little bit windburnt. That is not going to keep him down. Massage gun going on in the back, keeping his arms, his back loose.
I was just sitting pretty right behind you.
One of the alumni who's been out with him faithfully each day this week is named Andrew Platt. He's from Indianapolis, Indiana. I actually went to high school with Andrew, good friend from back home. Andrew is a big biker, big runner. Andrew has been a great support team for him, wearing one of the IRON40 jerseys. Been a great friend of Dr. Weathers this week.
I haven't even thought about it. Don't start. No. Last one.
For people wondering ways to help, one of the biggest things that Dr. Weathers keeps saying is just pray. So, and had so many moments with classmates and friends where we've just kind of stopped and prayed for Dr. Weathers, and God's hearing it, and so we're very thankful for that.
Dr. Weathers just told his companions next to him that he's on the 23rd mile now, so about 22 point something. I couldn't quite hear the exact number, but about 3 to 4 miles left.
Crazy.
Gonna be making the finale.
What's up?
Is that Joe?
Gonna be making the last appearance here at Alumni Stadium. Taking off on the run. They actually walk the uphills to make sure that longevity, to kind of, for the benefit of longevity throughout the marathon, they walk the uphill paths and then they run on the flats. So there's a good pace that kind of splits up the run around the loop that they're doing on campus. A walk about halfway through each lap works well.
I'm not sure if you guys are catching the wind, but surprisingly, this is not even as bad as it was a couple minutes ago. So I'm thankful for that. It was going crazy.
Craziest thing was that he still finished on time with the bike.
Right.
The bike, the wind is the hardest on the bike and the run.
Well, because he was saying yesterday it was a struggle, and today is like incredibly different. So that was actually something in our class time we prayed for him about, was knowing he was biking and it was this windy.
Great.
You're there now, right?
22.9.
22.9 miles.
Like Whitney and I say, when you get to the end, anybody can run 2 miles. All right, we want to see you. We usually just say anybody can run a mile when we get to the last mile.
Dr. Weathers' pace on each of these marathons has been floating around between 10 and 11 minute miles, allowing for people to come out and support him for sure, but the goal throughout each leg of the triathlon has been to keep his heart rate low, to make sure that he's able to recover in the evenings and then be able to get back up and get it going the next day. between events, that's also very good as well, so that his resting is able to get back to normal instead of having to take too long of breaks. So keeping the heart rate low for longevity has been key for him throughout this whole thing.
That's right.
Andrew, so there's some other things going on campus this week, right? IRON40 is part of some bigger things going on. What's happening this week on campus?
Right, so we've had Bruins Days all week, which is sort of like our Spirit Week, and it happens every 2 years. It's just a super cool time where the Student Leadership Council helps set up events for the students to come out to and just lift people's spirits before break. So we had Sundays, which was ice cream served by faculty and staff, and inflatables too in the dining common. So little stuff like that. It's just been really fun and encouraging to students throughout the week. And this whole time, IRON40 has been happening. So just a really awesome week.
Different groups around campus have come out to run with him, like we've been talking about. There's been several student organizations that have come out for specific hours throughout the day. Yesterday, the Students for Disabilities Awareness Organization came out for about an hour in total. Several discipleship groups from campus have come out to run with him together, societies as well. So it's been cool to see support coming from different areas of campus. Mm-hmm. Andrew, can you tell us a little bit about what Dr. Weathers does for the school? Like, why is this related to what he's...
So part of the reason why, well, the biggest reason why he's doing this is that he's he plays a big part in helping students get to campus, and so the reason why he's been doing this is to help raise money that can help students that don't have a good income be able to afford college, because he's aware as much as we are how expensive it's gotten, and so. Maybe you want to add more to that.
Yeah, so this year he stepped into the role of acting vice president for enrollment. So leading the enrollment team here at Bob Jones, he's done a great job this year. Numbers are definitely up in recruiting from the past several years. He's made lots of efforts in this way, and so part of the big thing that's difficult about coming to a Christian college is obviously the cost of going to a private college. Particularly in our time when less people are going to college, it's difficult to. His goal with empowering the impossible is to make it possible for students to go to a Christian college. That's the whole thing behind the tagline. So his role with enrollment is really, he wants to do this to support students. That's what his goal has been the entire time at Bob Jones University, particularly as he stepped into this role with the enrollment team.
That's right. We just want to encourage people that are watching right now to like and also share the stream, Lord. We just want to spread the mission, spread awareness of what's happening right now. So if you can, please share the stream.
As we come up to some of the walking segments here, we're going to be doing some interviews with people who are running alongside him. We'll try to catch some people who've been with him consistently so that you can meet them, see what their vision is and how they've caught on with what Dr. Weathers is trying to do.
We got some Z alumni here.
That's right.
Did they come all the way from New Zealand?
Andrew, could we get an interview with you at some point on one of the walking bits? Would that be all right? Kind of see what your perspective has been on the week at some point? Okay, all right. Maybe catch you at the next walking segment? Sure. Is that all right? Okay, sounds good. Okay, all right. If you'd rather do it another time, we can do that too.
Running last night doesn't make a difference to me.
Okay, all right. We'll catch you around this corner probably. Is that all right?
I'm the next corner.
Yeah.
Remember that time I come
Sounds good.
to you and I was talking to them and they were in New Zealand and I was
Andrew,
I have his number in my phone.
so you mentioned that students have been praying for him. Are there any major things that have sort of been on the docket? What are we praying for typically around campus about this?
Specifically, well, one of the biggest things, at least in my prayers, has just been endurance for him, which is, crazy once you get out and run with him, to realize that he's just still has such a joy right now. It hasn't affected him in the least, it seems like, besides a couple. He was bandaging up his toe earlier today. So little stuff like that, but his spirits are still high, and that's been a big part of praying, as well as donations, praying for people to donate. And if you're watching this and feel compelled to at all, that's a really big thing that will help us out a ton and go a very long way, and make his all of his triathlons worthwhile.
Part of what's been helpful for him this week, you mentioned the endurance aspect of things. Part of what's been very helpful is his coaches, part of the group called Mammoth Endurance. They've been out here with him making sure that they're tracking how many calories he's eating every hour to make sure that on the bike particularly, he has enough calories that he can burn off every day without totally exhausting himself and not being able to continue. So they've got Subway sandwiches off to the side every morning. Somebody else is bringing him his IHOP fried chicken for the day in big buckets. Trying to get those calorie counts in.
Part of this whole thing that I never thought about and was interested to find out about. So we also just had a part of Bruins Days for this week. We had a big dinner that everyone was leaving. Well, we'll be leaving from around 7 to come and join out and watch him finish this. But we had like all kinds of barbecue, brisket, mac and cheese. So that was good. I ate way too much. My stomach's actually feeling a little weird.
Come on, bud. There you go. Oh, yeah. There it is. Yeah, buddy. Hey, Johnny, can we get an interview with you, bud?
Yeah.
Johnny, what's your name?
Johnny.
Oh, I should have said Johnny. Johnny, how old are you?
8.
You're 8. How do you know Dr. Weathers?
He's my dad.
It's your dad? What do you think about this whole thing that's been going on?
I don't know.
You know? Kind of questionable.
Some of my friends think my dad is crazy.
What do you...
My mom thinks Uncle Matt's crazy.
Really? Oh, he's your uncle? That's great. What's your name, bud?
Patrick.
Patrick?
I think you have the 5-year-old wanting to get on the card.
Oh, yeah. All right. We got the 5-year-old coming on, too. All right. All right, Johnny, let's see if we can get Petey around.
Let's come around the other side, buddy.
Yeah.
Petey, hop right here. Wait, can I go in?
One at a time.
Come up here, Petey.
All right. Petey's coming up.
Hey, Joe.
Same thing. They're out of Cincinnati. They want to be
All right, Petey.
in Carolina and throwing so much.
Petey, I don't know that we can get you on camera, but we still want your answers. Petey, how old are you?
5.
You're 5? Petey, what do you think about all this stuff going on with your dad?
Think he's crazy?
Yeah.
He thinks he's a little bit crazy. That's fair. Johnny, have you been running with him this week?
Yes.
Yeah. How much have you run with him?
I don't know. I haven't keep track.
Keep track. Are your grandparents here?
Yes.
Yeah. Is that your mom's parents?
Yes.
What do they think about this?
My dad's crazy.
They think he's crazy?
Yes.
That's good. Johnny, do you know how much he has left to run?
I don't know. But I know he has a lot.
Yeah, he's got a lot left. That's fair. That's true. Johnny, you ran the 5K with him earlier this year, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Do you run with him a lot?
Yeah, not that much.
Ish, some. Solid. What about you, Petey? Petey, do you do this sort of stuff with your dad?
I do none.
None. In case you were curious, for those of you watching at home, he said his dad is so boring to run sometimes. Running is boring. Sorry. Now, you know what? I might agree with that statement. I think I could get on board with that philosophy. That's great.
I mean, there's no way Dad's boring.
There's no way. No. Are you kidding me? Certainly not. All right, Andrew, where are we at here on the loop?
Right now we're crossing, well, actually we're finishing the housing in the back campus. So we're about to loop back around behind the stadium.
Okay.
Yeah, get your mic at home. Come on, stand right here. Hurry up.
Part of what we can see, I don't know if you can see it off to the side, but part of what we're getting ready for is at Alumni Stadium. At Alumni Stadium, people are starting to gather around.
Let's hope people brought blankets.
I got to fit.
For real.
Next time, people are coming on the roof, everybody.
What's your name, bud?
Jeremiah.
Jeremiah, how do you know Dr. Weathers?
He's my friend, and Dr. Withers is his dad.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
Sweet.
You've been running out with him for a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Good stuff.
I already ran a mile on the track earlier.
He did a mile on the track by himself earlier. Now he's out here with Dr. Weathers. Respect. All right. Dr. Weathers is starting to pick up the pace. Excited to finish. He's looking to finish around between 7 and 7:30.
I want to see
That's the goal.
myself on the TV. Wait, you're going on the TV?
This is live streamed.
You're on the TV.
You're on the TV.
Oh, I'm on TV?
On a page with 40,000 people.
Oh, wow,
That's right.
that's your lot.
You guys are basically famous now.
Oh, yeah. I always want to be famous. I'm already famous. We're already famous. Of course, I was famous. I'm on TV. I'm even more famous. He is way not true. That's why. Definitely why. Hey, next person coming on gets the roof.
That's great. Andrew, how is Dr. Weathers is involved with some of the student leadership roles on campus, right? And that's part of the reason why students love him so much is that he's so involved in people's lives, even in spite of his role in the office. Andrew, what's that like?
Were you asking what his
Sorry,
role
yeah.
is like?
What is how have you gotten to know him? What's his role like with students?
Okay. Well, first semester of this year, he was helping out the Student Leadership Council. He was overseeing that, which me and Josiah are a part of. This was actually the first time I met him too, was last semester. And he's just been super down to earth. He really, really cares about your position and how you're doing with your position. He would constantly ask me questions about whether or not it's gotten too busy with school and how I'm doing with it all, and that was just super encouraging. He's just a great leader, and so it made me really respect him, and now I respect him even more.
Yeah, so Dr. Weathers, before taking this role as vice president or acting vice president of enrollment, he, for the last 8 years, has been the director of the Center for Leadership Development on campus, which works with student organizations, student leadership roles, to help them sort of run campus from the inside out. So he's worked mainly with the Student Leadership Council and then the supporting councils that come under them, so the Community Service Council, the Inter-Society Council, the events team, the communications team, and those sorts of things. And he's just so active, even now with his role changing in the lives of those students. And he's been the word I would use is intentional to describe it,
Definitely.
which is sort of the motivation behind all of this that he's been doing this week.
Once again, remind people while we're talking about teams on campus and people helping out with that, go check out the Collegian. They're the ones that are helping set this whole thing up. They've got a really cool podcast you guys should go and check out. So just a little plug there for you.
Oh, can we carry your water for you?
Dr. Weathers, his son Johnny asked him, "Are you feeling cold or hot?" And he said, "Okay." Said very thankful for the help.
My legs are broken. Oh, yes, that's much better. We're on TV, guys.
We are, that's right.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Everyone that's watching now. Oh, can we watch ourselves? And go back in the future? I'm gonna watch myself on TV. Oh, yeah.
I think my mom's watching. You want to say hi to my mom?
Hi, his mom. That's us.
We're coming around here to his sort of hub around on the side of the activity center on the other side of campus from the alumni stadium. This hub is where he's been able to hydrate, where he's been able to eat, where his coaches are meeting up with him.
Don't get up.
And going off of that, so many times today I was running with him. I mean, he never stopped once. That whole hour and a half that I was running with him, he didn't stop just to keep his pace going.
I think we're clear. The only times that I've seen him stop were when he's had a little bit of injury trouble along the way, either with some things on his foot, or I know that yesterday he was having a bit of a shin problem, some pain kind of that wouldn't go away in his left shin, but obviously that hasn't stopped him today, and they were able to work that out, I think. But the only times that he's stopped are when either they're making him eat something, or when he is stopping to hydrate or something like that. There's no break for him.
No.
Very intentional in that way.
And talking about his feet, I was asking him while we were running with him how his legs were doing, and he was like, "My legs are fine, but my feet are something else." So, but he's doing fine now. He was just fixing it up.
Hey, Mark.
Mark.
Can we talk to you for a second? I don't think we've met before, but I'm Josiah. Just a student out here working with the live stream. But awesome.
Andrew.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you.
So, Mark, you've been out here with Dr. Weathers every day, right? Thus far.
I have. Well, for the running portion, I have. Yes.
For the running portion, that's great. So, how far? I mean, that's what, something over 120 miles or something like that.
I guess right now it's 102 miles.
102 miles. That's great. So, how do you know Dr. Weathers?
Mainly from church, Hampton Park. I go to church with him, and we get up early and run together for training quite often. And I've just known him for a good number of years, mainly from church.
That's awesome. I hear you're training for a race of your own of some sorts, right?
Yes, I am. I have a 309-mile race in about 14 days. So.
Wow, that's just straight running?
Yeah, just running. Yeah, none of the biking or swimming, thankfully, because I'm not that good at those. But I can run. I can definitely run.
That's crazy.
Insane.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Fun.
Yeah. So, are you an alumni of Bob Jones? Alumnus?
Yeah, I am actually.
When did you graduate?
I graduated in 2014. Yeah.
2014. Okay. And I hear you were on the first Bruins soccer team. Is that right?
I was a junior the first year the Bruins had a soccer team, so I played in the first 2 years of the team.
That's
with
great.
Jesse McCormick and Brandon. I think anyone else here is from the original. Well, Ryan McCarty was on it, so I was with Ryan McCarty.
That's tough, Ryan. You gotta do what you gotta do with Ryan.
I
That's
know.
fine. Yeah, that's good.
We suffered, but it was okay.
That's great. Well, thanks, Mark. Really appreciate
Absolutely,
it. Yeah,
absolutely.
cool to hear
Thanks
what
for
you're doing.
coming out and helping him.
Oh yeah.
It's been fun. It's been
Yes,
fun.
sir.
You have a good one.
You too.
We have less than 2 miles left. So
Less than 2 miles left now, Mark says.
that's it. So this one and one more.
When we get to that
Johnny's on the bike now.
we're gonna pass it one more time. We're gonna pass it 2 more times from here, right? Is that right?
For those of you who enjoyed the presence of Johnny here on the show, Johnny has now transitioned to a bike so that he can keep up with the pack. Will not leave his father. Admirable, yeah. An admirable effort for sure.
I won't be able to call you, so you're gonna have to just.
Students are continuing to gather at Alumni Stadium.
Wow, there's a lot more over there now. That's awesome.
Starting to fill up in the center out to the sides.
And that's actually where he's going to finish. We'll cut off and come back around in front of the stadium. So
When I come around here, when
people are gathering to watch him.
Again, we apologize for the wind gusts that are coming along. As the sun goes down, it's getting a little bit chillier here in the booth. But the runners are plenty warm, so no need to be concerned about them. That's right. So, Andrew, what's your role? You mentioned that you're Dr. Weathers is working with the Student Leadership Council, and that's something that you're a part of. What's your role in that?
Right. So I'm part of the. Sorry, the leaf got in my mouth. I'm part of the communications team. So what we do for that, and to make it relatable for the IRON40, is we will create posters around campus, and we run the Instagram page for the Student Leadership Council. And in doing that, we help communicate with the people on campus with what's happening. So for the IRON40, we made some posters around campus with the exact map of where he's running, so students know when to come out and where to go. And then also on the Instagram, we've been making reels for people to watch to see what his progress has been like and what he looks like racing. Peter Vandenberg is somewhere out here, but he's been taking videos to send to us to edit and publish. So if you want to watch some of his past days and see what it looks like, you can go to Student Leadership Council and the Collegian. We both collaborated for that.
That's great. Thank you, Andrew. I think here coming around the next corner, we're going to try to get another interview with somebody who's been doing a lot of the race with Dr. Weathers here when we hit the walking portion.
George.
Is there a chance we could get an interview with you for the live stream?
Yeah, he's done 2 Ironmans.
That'd be all right. So you said it's Jordan? Jordan Josiah, nice to meet you. So how much of this have you done with Dr. Weathers?
I did all the full try on Monday. Tuesday, I started the bike for about 8 miles. Some of us have to go to work, so I went to work. But I came back after work and ran the last half marathon with them.
That's great.
Wednesday, I did the swim with them and started the bike again before going to work, and then ran the last 18 miles with him.
Wow.
And then today I've done the whole thing. So
That's great. How far is the swim portion of the triathlon?
2.4 miles, or we're swimming in a 25-meter pool, so 78 laps in the pool.
Wow.
Hey, thank you, Jordan. Sorry, I don't want to keep you up here. Thank you very much. Yes, sir.
That puts into perspective because I remember reading 2.4, but wow, that's a lot of laps.
70-something laps.
Wow.
Again, that's like watching the same movie over and over again, except you're in it. That would be.
I know that's got to be part of the hardest part. Is just the same scenery the whole
It's
time.
the mental game.
Yep.
The whole time. Dr. Weathers is the best maybe that I've ever seen at the mental game.
Oh, for sure.
Always positive. Let's see if we can count how many people are out here with him now. Probably looking at somewhere around 50. Wow, this is crazy. More and more students particularly have come out to support him. Several faculty and staff have stayed with him the whole time. We've got Dr. Sam Saldivar of the School of Theology and the seminary faculty.
That's right.
0.27, Matthew.
0.27 left?
No.
Okay.
We're about to start our last lap.
Gotcha. We're about to start our last lap for this race. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, big thank you to the Collegian for hosting this live stream. You can find them at collegianonline.com, BJU Collegian on social media.
It's been so cool listening to the mindset of the students on campus because I know 4 Ironmans is a crazy feat, and the start of him announcing it, there were some questions of whether he would finish, and he stood up on stage in chapel and was like, "It's happening, we're doing it," and he's doing it right here. About to come up on 1 lap left.
One of the greatest things that I think has been cool for the students to see is actually yesterday on his 3rd day, they had him ride through chapel on Wednesday morning. They had him come through on his bike during his biking
Full speed,
segment.
just straight through chapel.
Full speed.
It's crazy.
Straight through. Doors open. They announce Dr. Weathers coming through the middle, and then he is gone in the blink of an eye.
Dr. Weathers, your next challenge is to run a marathon in Crocs.
Someone just asked, didn't even ask, he told Dr. Weathers next time he needs to run in Crocs. So we'll see if that happens. We'll let you guys know if he does that.
All right, here we go, coming around now to his hub one last time. He'll take a little bit of a different route into Alumni Stadium so that he can come through where everybody can see. He'll come around the track 1 lap and then come back around to the middle of the stadium. He pauses for a moment to talk to his wife, kind of lay out the game plan for this final lap.
No, yeah, but we switched it on him. We switched it on him. He knows all about it, but we're going to go in up there and we're going to run around the track and finish, okay? Yeah, we got him ready to go.
Aww, he's giving us hugs.
Big hugs for the coaches here for his last lap.
Final lap, y'all.
Final lap.
This is it. This is what it's all come down to. 4 days of triathlons, and he's about to finish.
Again, this is IRON40, empowering the impossible, raising, Lord willing, $1 million for students to go to Bob Jones University.
That's right.
We're trying to find the boys.
Yeah, they're probably on the bike still.
Let's go, y'all.
They're still looking around, trying to find two more of his boys. His wife and their youngest in the stroller are coming with him on this last lap.
Can we try to run in front?
Yep. You mean this way? Is this what
Yep.
you're asking me to do?
If he can lead first up, perfect. Perfect.
A little faster, maybe, Rev. How's that pace, Jonathan? Okay. Perhaps you've seen the girl in black running around with the camera. That's Tessa Bonham, one of the faithful photographers, student photographers for Bob Jones University.
Of the Collegian.
Sacrificing it all for the Collegian. A little faster, Rev, a little faster. Also out here running with Dr. Weathers is the men's director of student life, Mr. John Dalton. Big thank you to Mr. Aaron Burke and Ms. Deneen Lawson for driving us around here, sponsoring this journey with the Collegian and with BJU EDU.
That's right. Students stopping to clap him on.
Here he goes. Now he is with the stroller. The last mile may be the longest as he pushes another human being up these hills.
We got to get around these people.
All right, we're going to catch back up with him here.
Oh, it's Mrs. Crockett.
Mrs. Crockett out here
Wow.
finishing with him. Everybody wants to finish strong.
Steven, let me get through.
Move to the left. Thank you. Perfect.
All right.
Yeah, let's run alongside him right here.
Okay.
Perfect.
Here we go.
Keep right on.
About to round our second bend.
That's right.
This is typically when he slows down to a walking pace, but he's not slowing down right now.
You, Greg.
Let's go, Dr. Weathers. Yes, sir.
We got this.
Sammy, their youngest one, bundled up there in that stroller. I would like to be bundled up like Sammy is right now, but that's okay. Sammy can have the binky, though. I don't need the binky.
Dr. Weathers looking at all the people in the stadium right now. So many people out there ready to cheer him on as we're getting closer and closer to his finale.
Slightly faster. Lead him a little bit.
It's a beautiful day. All right, here we go. Rounding these last couple of turns.
Students have now left the bleachers to stand out by the path where he's going to run through.
That's right.
Mr. Burke, we're going to stay on the cart all the way through, I think, since there's so many students standing.
Okay.
If you see us crying, I would love to say that it's for this, but the wind is catching my eyes.
Track in front of him all the way
I
around?
think so.
Okay.
If we can get enough lead in that we can get in before they stretch a banner.
All right. Trying to figure out now the logistics of how this is going to work. The students are going to be holding up two banners for him. There's one banner that's not going to be broken, but one banner he's going to come through. The students are going to be holding it on either side, and it's the big tunnel that they're creating for him with an inflatable gate.
And one of those banners the students have stopped to sign throughout the week. Johnny taking the lead.
Johnny taking the lead on the way home. Oldest brother.
That's right.
Chief heir of the family trying to earn his keep.
That's what that looks like.
It's good. The flock of students are around him. More and more people. We're just driving past the girls' dorms. More and more people are leaving the dorms to try to get into the stadium.
So I'm gonna stay in the car on the track all the way around. So that means that you need to let me through, and then maybe put the family.
If you love Dr. Weathers and you're watching the live stream, let's drop a comment in there, some clapping emojis. Let's get some hands up. We love you,
Let's get
Dr.
the hype.
Weathers.
Get some hype going.
Yes.
Some virtual
It might
hype.
be worth just getting a little distance right now, getting ahead of him.
Let's try to get ahead of him here a little bit.
Yeah. Like if we can speed ahead and just wait at the end for him, I think that's probably our best approach now.
All right. Here we go, coming around the Davis Field House.
Where he will turn in.
Petey's face.
Well, he's gonna come up here, and then he's gonna get a little extra distance and come back.
Okay. So on this last lap, he's going to come out a little bit further than normal, and then he's going to turn around in order to come in the stadium. Andrew, are you feeling like the impossible has been empowered this week?
I feel like the impossible has been empowered this week.
Personally,
For sure.
we've been empowering the impossible.
That's right, that's right.
That's what I'd say.
Repping the merch out here.
If anybody could do it, the Lord will do it, and he will use Dr. Weathers to do
That's
it.
right. And it's happening.
Entering the stadium here, we are going to get a little bit ahead of him. You'll see him coming in a moment.
T better announce us.
All right. Going to hear a lot of noise once we get into the stadium, but we'll stay with you. Hopefully you can see all the students showing their love and support for Dr. Weathers when we get in there.
First I was shaking for the cold, now I'm shaking for this. I'm excited.
I need Dr. Weathers in the front, and you get Dr. Weathers in the front.
I need Weathers in the front.
Weathers front.
Here we go.
Weathers has to get in the front. How do I solve the voice?
Dr. Weathers making his way to the front of the pack. We're going to meet him.
He will be in the front when it's over.
We're going to meet
Tessa.
him around on the other side.
Cool to see my brother out there running with him.
Yeah.
When it's all done.
Yeah, I had the privilege to run to run for about an hour with him yesterday. Again, nobody more encouraging, nobody talking more.
It is
Nobody
crazy.
more enthusiastic about people coming out here to support this thing than Dr. Weathers himself.
That's right.
The hype music is building in Alumni Stadium right now.
No, this is it. We're gonna win for
The stadium has gone quiet.
Just go to the stadium. 225 people watching. What do you want them to know before this moment?
All right. Well, we are coming into Dr. Weathers' final lap in the track of Alumni Stadium. This is IRON40, his fourth Ironman triathlon in 4 days.
That's right.
420 miles, not including today. He's had 4 112-mile bike rides, 4 runs of 26.1 marathons. Dr. Weathers has done 4 Ironmans in 4 days. Some people said it was impossible. That's what this whole thing is about, empowering the impossible.
That's right.
Raising, Lord willing, $1 million for students to go to Bob Jones University, Christian college in our day and age. An expensive thing to do, but Dr. Weathers seeking to help students do it.
That's right.
How are we looking?
All right.
Looks like they're turning around now. So they're coming back this way.
Again, thank you to everybody watching, our BJU family, friends, alumni, really anyone with any interest at all. Thank you for getting on here to join us for this special occasion.
For those that haven't already, if you feel compelled, please donate. That would help us a ton and really make what he's doing worthwhile. We would really appreciate that.
Another big thank you to the Collegian, Bob Jones University Collegian, our student news network. Appreciate their hosting this. We thank you to Mr. Burke and Ms. Deneen Lawson for driving us around and listening to our chatterbox for the hour here that we've been with you guys. All right, he's heading around. Mr. Burke, are we going to know when he's
going to come right behind us.
He's going to come behind us, okay.
You were calling me.
I see. All right, Dr. Weathers has now turned around and he's heading our direction. He's going to be leading the pack with his family. His wife and their 3 sons, Johnny, Petey, and Sammy, in the stroller. Here he comes.
Watch the people come up to the top of the stadium.
Here we go.
Go down there.
Dr. Weathers coming in for his triumphant moment. This is really a big win for Bob Jones University. This sort of support from students for faculty and staff is really just an evidence of what makes Bob Jones so special. The family aspect that is united around Christ, that really gives us the love and the support for Dr. Weathers, that brings us all together. Really, Bob Jones is a family, and I think that this really shows that above all else. Here he comes.
Here it is. The last little bit.
All right. A little slower, Mr. Burke.
We have now arrived to the stadium.
Here we go, 1 lap around the track. And then into the tunnel. Here we go.
So much of the student body out here waiting for him to turn around the last bend as we're approaching.
Here we go, gets ready to breathe, wearing that symbolic number 4 around his waist. He is runner number 4 in 4 triathlons. He has been all 4 runners, actually. Here he comes around.
A little less distance.
A little closer, Rev, a little closer. Dr. Weathers, if you ever wonder, going back and watching this tape, if the student body loves you, I think we have a resounding yes to that answer.
We do.
Not that you need to see it, but here it is.
That's a good distance.
Students looking on from the stands, from the track.
200 meters more. Cheer 'em on till the end.
200 meters more.
Wow.
Little mini speeds.
You can hear them all cheering them on right now.
Yeah, perfect. That distance right now.
Closer and closer
Petey
to
and
the
Johnny
finish line.
around their parents, Sammy in the stroller, chanting Dr. Weathers in the background. Here it is. As we go through the tunnel, you'll be able to see all the students lining up to support him.
Here it is.
Here he comes, Dr. Weathers, rounding the final turn. Here he comes. Dr. Matthew Weathers. A little closer to him, closer to him.
Beautiful picture,
There it is, folks, the IRON40.
Dr. Weathers has done it!
And it is done!
4 triathlons back to back.
Dr. Matthew Weathers, 4 Ironman length triathlons, swim, bike, and run, 4 days in a row.
Incredible.
Could anyone do it? Dr. Weathers can do it.